That's not wrong. God. Why would... It says the murder weapon was fired on page 2. That only tells us that that doesn't tell us anything about... Fuck it, I'll just throw it out there. It's the only one we haven't done. It actually doesn't, and that's not what we're trying to prove either. We're trying to prove that there's no hole. There wasn't a hole before the incident. What proves it is right here on the case summary. The fact that the oxygen was depleted. If there's a big hole in the window, then the elevator isn't airtight anymore, and the oxygen can't deplete. On page 2, there's nothing about that. Oh, but the murder weapon was fired twice. Is listed on it. Okay. I didn't read that before. That's fair. I guess that proves something. It just doesn't prove that the hole was made by the murder weapon when it was fired the second time. That was in victim data, yeah? Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet the murder weapon was fired twice. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. That's too complicated for this game. I agree. He's got Danganronpa syndrome. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary, that's on page 1. Fine, I'll look. I will humor you. Okay. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. Not if the bullet went through the fucking window. That second bullet has never been found. More importantly, do you know what happens when a semi-automatic pistol fires around? Rogue, you can probably answer this effectively. What happens when a semi-automatic weapon fires around? It says no evidence was found at all. What's wrong with that sentence? I'm sure it's just this the game is being asinine, having Danganronpa syndrome. When you fire, it chambers the next one, and in order to chamber the next one, what does it have to do? Purple got it fast. Yeah, it ejects a shell, which means there should have been at least 2 shells found as well. Just, you know, purely nitpicking, because I do that with all these games. But my point is that it implies that somebody was there in order to clean up the crime scene. But it's more likely that the game is just ignoring the fact that that doesn't make any sense. Exactly. You figured out where I was going with it, yeah. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. This chapter has been hella long, by the way. Order! I will have order! Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked this second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid that I have to discount the defense's claim. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. It is so rare that you understand something without us having to break out the crayons. Ugh. How'd this happen? I don't believe the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? No, it's the kids who are wrong. What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it, I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick! Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention? Yes, I did. Oh no! He's accepted the guilt! Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? I have an objection. Your Honor. Your Honor, I object. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Oof. Nick! I don't know. His case is perfect. Oh no. Ugh. It must exist. The second bullet. Ooh, what? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist? But where? Someone took it. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It existed. What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. Can Phoenix not figure out anything on his own? No, he's Makoto. And Mia is freaking Kirigiri. But who? The murderer. The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. I will come back to you on that. I feel like these games are designed to make normal people feel smart compared to the pro tag. You're not wrong. The secret is, and this is, I'm just now realizing this, the reason why Phoenix does his hair in nothing but spikes is so that he can hide the fact that he has an ahoge. That's the secret. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? See, he just has nothing but ahoge. That's how it is. Look at, he's got 4 of them on each side. He is the ultimate moron. First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? Yeah, he had to find it. Of course there was a need. That's why they took it. But what possible reason could they have had? Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene with them is... Or maybe they thought that the bullet would be used as proof. Proof? It was a special bullet, so they took it with them. Oh my god. If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well. Okay, yes, the bullet is proof, but not because it's special, you fucking moron. It's proof because it proves that fucking Edge Miles didn't do it. God. Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired? Alright. Mr. Wright, have you really thought this through? I'm going to have to penalize you. Ugh, this isn't going so well. Yes, he had to find it. Well, the murderer was a very cautious sort, you see. That's why the murderer had to search for that bullet. I'm sure he'd get dinged for this, and then then game over. Realistically, it's important to measure the height of the shooter. Probably yes. If that was the case, then they... No matter how he fucking does it, it's the same issue. The bullet inside of Gregory is irrelevant. Yeah, here's where we get fucked. Let's see how far back we have to go. God damn it, all the way back? Holy shit. Oh, this is gonna take forever. Oh my god. Alright, here we go. God, this is all the way back to the beginning of the damn trial. Or at least this day of the trial. Which also means we're gonna have to answer all the damn questions and remember what the hell we're talking about at any given point. This is usually the part that gets edited out, yes. As a big ol' oof. The worst part is this game is actually complex enough, it's harder to just throw myself at these. I lost because Phoenix is a moron. Really sorry about just leaving. Yeah, but I wasn't running away or anything. I went to buy Polly food. Wait, but he does have a motive. Do I just press? I don't remember if I just press everything here. I mean, the awkward thing is usually it's because I'm a moron. Like, usually in Danganronpa, it's because either A, I'm a moron, or B, the game is just being ridiculous about the way it needs me to word shit. In this, it's just Phoenix is a fucking moron. Okay. Basically, Sophie, we're at the part of the trial where we've already gotten this jerk to, admit that, he's the one who killed Hammond, and, we... Here it is, finally. That was what I needed to do. I just needed to repress him on everything. And we're trying to prove that Edgeworth didn't kill his father 15 years ago. And basically, there's a part where it becomes relevant that the murderer had to have taken away the second bullet from the room. He had to have cleaned the room because there's no evidence found in the room. And there's no additional evidence found in the room beyond the one bullet in Hammond. And there is a second bullet. We know that for a fact. There was a second bullet fired. So because we know that there was a second bullet fired, we know that he had to have cleaned the room. Also, there were no shell casings found, which is pretty much impossible with, you know, a gun. So since those things aren't true, we know for a fact that the killer had to have carried away the bullet. So when I answer that the killer carried away the bullet, and then they ask why the killer would have had to carry away the bullet, it gives me two options. The thing is, both of those options are wrong, because then Phoenix is like, oh, the bullet was special. And Karma's like, then why didn't they take both bullets? And Phoenix is like, her, and then I get points knocked off. It's like, no, they didn't take away the bullet because the murderer is cautious or the bullet is special. They take away the bullet because it proves that there was somebody outside the elevator who killed the bad guy or Edgeworth's father. That's why they took the bullet. Yes, we're going to cross-examine the parrot. Okay, we at least got to this part. And I remember how to do this, at least. This took forever the first time. Holy crap. This was another one of those because I'm a moron moments. In fact, hell, I lost most of my health bar points on the parrot because I'm a moron. Going. Alright. Oh, I see what I did. Mia, do your thing. Maya, I mean. What's the safe number? And the safe number is relevant because case file on the summary page and then bird name is next thing. On the suspect page. I love all the banging and objections. Yeah, and here's the part where he admits it. Good deal. Yup. Yup. Not guilty. Do. Quit with the poppers. It's obligatory at this point. There it is. Just leave it to Edgeworth. He's got it. I have to say, I really enjoy voicing Edgeworth and Karma. We're almost there. Alright, we are almost back to where we fucked up. It's taking forever. I'm almost sad that I have a feeling that I'm not going to get to voice Karma much more, because he's about to go to prison. I mean, it's got to be Karma that did the real murder, right? Yeah, I did have a hard time picking a voice for Karma. Mostly because I wasn't totally sure I could pull off the, like, super villain voice and have it be different enough from my normal voice that I do for Phoenix. But I think I've done a decent job of it, actually, surprisingly. I feel like I've done a worse job for Maya in this chapter than I've done for either of those two. I don't remember if we have to press everything or if we can just go straight to it. Right. So we're gonna find out the fun way. Good. The victim data. Alright, we're almost here. That's something to do with the case? Yes. Yeah, I decided to start putting that tag on. Also, we are actively shipping two dudes in this game. So... And I consistently push that agenda. Alright, it was, what, this one? Yeah, here we go. Fuck. Didn't press the present button. You know how much people under that tag love ships. I should change the game the game title we're playing to Azure Lane if we're gonna be talking about ships. Okay, we're about there. About time. This coming week, you didn't have time this weekend? Oof. Okay. Are we almost there? Is this the part? Is this it? Is this the part? Oh yeah, this is the part where Mia interrupts the proceedings. I have an objection. Yeah, dude, your room looks really good. I don't know if that's how it looked before whatever happened to it, but it looks really nice. I wish my office looked as nice as yours. Mine is a disaster. But why, huh? Here we go. The murderer didn't need it. I guess I have to say, why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? Oh, really? Yeah, it looks amazing now then. Especially if you didn't just repair what you already had. Because it looks really good. I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Ugh.
Had to take it.
Had to take it, the murderer. What does that mean? I swear to God, if I answered correctly and I had to do all this bullshit just because the game wanted to Deus Ex Machina its way into forcing me to get the same fucking answer from Mia, I am gonna be so fucking mad.
You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken.
Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance... For instance, what? Maybe the murderer... Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer? The bullet hit the murderer? Yeah, that's what I thought you had said, is that the room got flooded, so everything had to be replaced. If we can't get your boobs, we don't need your brains. It's so true. Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know. Just let Phoenix fail. Maybe he'll actually learn something, right? Wait a second, I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murder, the murderer themselves was shot. And they left with the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yeah, I guess that's how it would work, yes. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murder came from outside, yes.